Hello everyone and welcome to all of you in today's video. And it is our the first video related to the basic web development workshop. And in this workshop and in this video, we are going to discuss about a very small but a very interesting project that is basically a login page. Okay, so if you can think that sir, what is the complexity or what is the challenge that we are going to solve, we are going to face in this problem means basically that's a basic login page. There will be some input field like this kind of things. Just let me draw it for you. Okay, just let assume that it is your window, and inside the window here will be a registration form, yeah, login form, whatever you can say it. Okay, and inside the form there will be this kind of two inputs will be there, and we have to put your email and your password. And if you click on this button, then some operations will be performed, like behind the scene it will check whether you have properly given your email, your password or not. And after that it will give you some feedbacks, like if you put any wrong email ID, if you put the wrong password on that time, it will give you a prompt or alert, and it will show you that you have, oh no, you have put invalid email ID or you have put invalid password. So we are going to make this kind of a small project that will help you to brush up your basic building blocks in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I hope you have understood what we are going to make in today's video. And the very first thing that I want to told you that if you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe our channel, and also don't forget to give a like, give some comments, and also don't forget to share this video with your friends, right? But before starting today's project, I want to discuss very basic things like what is HTML. I think you all have heard about the human body, right? We all have human body, and inside the human body there is a only main thing that provide us a very basic human structure for our body, right? That is the skeleton. Without skeleton, our body will not be able to get some proper structure. So the very first thing in a web page, you have to provide some structure for that web page. And after providing that structure, the next thing you have to perform, that is you should give some style, or you should provide uh, some beautification on your structure. Otherwise it will not looks good, right? So the very basic building block, that is the HTML, the structure of a web page, right? It is the HTML. The next thing, the beautification or the style that you will apply on your web page, that is the styles or CSS, right? And if I talk it, if I talk about it related to the human body, means in human body we wear clothes, we wear goggles, right? This kind of things that makes us as a human, that looks like a human, right? And we have also mass species, not mass species, sorry for the pronunciation. We have some meats in our body, skin, blood, right? This kind of stuffs, these are nothing but the style sheet or CSS, like clothes, like goggles, like shoes, are nothing but the CSS. And the very important thing, that is the brain of a human body. Without the brain, you will not be able to move your hand, you will not be able to walk around the park, you will not able to eat something, write something. So the brain is a very much important thing in your body, right? Or a human body. So basically I am just telling you this example because in a web page we have to perform some operations like a login operation, logout operation. So this kind of operation, the response basically, one thing is responsible for performing all this kind of operation, that is the JavaScript. So with if you are not going to put some JavaScript into your web page, then your web page will not be able to behave like a dynamic resource. Okay, so JavaScript is just like a human brain that you are going to put into your project, and in this project we are going to use JavaScript for performing some validation, right? So I think you have understood what we are going to make in this project, and I think you have just got a very basic idea about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So without wasting any further time, let me create a new folder, and I will give a name just like a BWD, Basic Web Dev, for the month of February. Okay. Now I will open this folder into my terminal, and after that I will open the command, the VS Code from the command prompt. Okay. So I think my VS Code is now being opened, and here very first thing I will create a folder first. Okay, and I will give a name just like a 01 underscore login. Okay, I think okay, the VS Code is now just started, so it will take a few moments. Just keep patience, everyone. It will automatically start. Okay, now you can see the folder has been created. I will just create three files like index.html. The next file will be styles.css. And one more thing, guys, if you think my voice is very much low, then just use an earphone, earbud, or your headphone, and just bump up the volume button. Okay, just because there's some background noise. If I increase the volume, then some hazy noise will be there, and it will definitely decrease the quality of the video. That's why I have just uh, below down my volume. So just put a earphone and bump up the volume button. Okay, and I will also use another file that will be script.js for maintaining all the script files, right? So here index.js, I will put the boilerplate for HTML, right? And in the title, I will give a title just like a login page or CODEXINTERN login page. It will be very much preferable, like CODEXINTERN login page. And inside this body, I would prefer to use a container. Not only container, I will give a name just like outer container. Okay, and also I want to give the entire height and the entire width of my screen to this div. So how we can do that? That's a very easy thing. I will place the CSS file this position, and I have to target only. Okay, okay, I think there is some issue here. Okay, outer container. Yes, now it looks good. Just now I want to put some styles on this outer container. That's why I will use a separate style sheet. And here you can assume that I am using the dot, and that basically denotes the class selector in CSS, right? So using class name, you will be able to select a variable or a, an element or a tag in HTML, right? So first of all, the very first thing I want to provide the entire height. So here I will take the entire height of 100 VH, and I will also take the width of 100 VW. VW means viewport width. Viewport width, that basically defines the entire width of your screen. That is the basically viewport width. And height means the entire height of your screen. That is basically the 100 VH, right? And let me put some background color on it for just because we were to check whether uh, this height and width has been assigned or not. So that's why I have just put it some color. Now I have just written some CSS, but this CSS will not work on this HTML file just because there is no link up between these two files. So very first thing, we have to link these two pages. How we can do that? In CSS, inside the head, we have to use the link tag. Inside we will choose link CSS, and inside the link you will get a relation, and the relation is a style sheet, and here you have to put a hyperlink reference that will basically the styles.css, right? That will basically the styles.css. That's very easy. Now if you start the live server and if you check whether the background color has been changed or not. I think the background colors has been changed, but it is how I don't know why it is not reflecting. Just let me change the background color of it into the black. Okay, I think now it will works, guys. Just let me see here. Okay, now still it is not working. Okay, styles.css outer container. Okay, okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. Here is some mistakes are there. Okay, okay, just let me see what is the issue. Okay, what is the issue here? I don't think there is any issue. Outer container, outer container. Yes, the spelling is absolutely perfect. There is no issue. If I put hello world, then let's check whether it is working or not. Okay, index.html. I think something is happened here, guys. Just let me check it first. Okay, everyone, I think I have just solved the issue. There is some little typos are there. That's why it was not showing. And just let me add the link here, the link CSS, and in the link CSS I will add the styles.css. Okay, very easy stuff. And if I go to the web page and if I reload this page, here you can see there's a background color on my screen. And also I have to use the universal selector here for removing the extra margin and padding. So I will assign the padding 0 and also the margin will be 0, and I will also use another property that will call the box sizing. It will be the border box, means it will just behave like a box, means that my screen will behave like a box, and it will automatically mm, take the height and width according to my screen. And if I go to the web page and if you can see it is working accurately. And let me just change the color, background color from here, and I think I should use this color, beige. I think beige it is. Yes, now it looks good. Now at the very middle position I would prefer to use another div, and here I will put a class of inner container, and inside the inner container I will prefer to use two input. The very first input is for email, and the next input will be the password. Okay, pretty easy. And here I will also prefer to use another button for submitting some data, right? Just like a login button. And if I check it here, now you can see it is not look very much good, just because I have to provide some CSS, more CSS on it. Just like inside the outer container I want to use some display properties. Display flex means I want to make the outer container flexible. Also I want to use the justify content will be the center. Justify content means you want to give some position of some to some elements, and you want to place them at the very middle position according to the x-axis. Okay, according to the x-axis. Now I also want to give some position, align items a center. That means I want to give some position means I want to place all the elements at the very center position, means the 0 comma 0 according to the y-axis. That's why I have used the align items center. And if I go here, you can see to input fields and a login button is now showing, right? But I want to place those things vertically, means according to the y-axis. So how can I do that? I have to target this inner container. You can see here I have just used a class. That's why I have to put a dot here, and after that I will put the class name. And inside the class name, I would prefer to use the display flex properties that will always help you to arrange your elements according to your need. Okay, and I will also use the justify content will be the center. Align items will be the center. I think you have understood what is the align item. And if you have still any doubt, just put a comment, and our team will definitely help you to understand what is the display, what is the properties that I have just discussed here. Okay, and also I will use the flex direction that will show you the direction, that will give you the direction of the flex, means whether it will be displayed according to the vertically or the horizontally. It will also declare here. So I want to assign it according to the column, and you can see all the things are now assigned vertically, means according to the y-axis. Also I want to give some spaces like not column gap, I think row gap. Yes, I want to put some row gap of 10 pixel. Let me check whether it is, yes, now it looks good. And now I also put some classes like input, and here I will also use the same class input. And also I want to give some styles on it, just input, and inside the input I have to give some width. Let suppose width of 400 pixel, I think. Okay, 400 pixel, I think 350 will be very much preferable. Okay, 350, no, only 300 will be very much preferable, I hope so. Yes, now also I want to give some padding from the top position. It will be 5 pixel, and also I want to provide some padding from the bottom position. It will be 5 pixel. Padding from right will be 2 pixel, and padding from left will be 2 pixel. That's easy. Padding means you want to give some, or you want to give some space from the inner position of a container. Okay, that's the basically padding. And if you're talking about the margin, that means you are going to take some spaces outside the container. Means I want to tell like suppose it is your form, okay, and you have used the padding, and if you use the padding, then you are going to take some spaces from the inside position. From the inside means you are going to take some spaces from these areas, from these areas. This is called the spacing. Padding means you are going to take some spaces from the inner position of that element. That is called the padding. But if you are going to talk about the margin, that means you are going to take some spaces from this position, from the outer area of the tag or of that element. Okay, that is the basically margin. I hope you have understood what is the margin and what is the padding. Now it looks good, I hope so. Let me just zoomed in for you guys. Okay, now let me add the border. I want a border of 1 pixel of solid black, but I don't want any outline. Outline means if you just click on this input, you can see, you'll be able to see a darkest border that will be visible here you can see the darkest border, but I don't want to see the darkest border. That's why I have to use the outline, and I will provide the value that is none. And after that, if you go to this input, and if you click on it, you can see the darkest border is now being cleared, right? So that is the basically outline. And now I also want to put some border radius on it, so that's why I will use the border radius property, and it will be 10 pixel. Okay, just one more thing, guys. Just because it is a workshop, so it will be very much impossible for me to discuss about all the things like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript from the very basic position, from the very basic stage. It will be uh, very much, very much a problem for me, just because there is a shortage of time, and this workshop will be continued for 2 to 3 days. So it is utterly impossible for me to cover up each and every topic. So I would prefer to use the project-based learning rather than the normal bookish knowledge. It will be just taken by doing some readings and writings. So it is not that kind of workshop will be, right? I hope you have understood. I should give some more padding here. I hope so. I think I should use the padding of 8 pixel from each and every direction. Okay, I think now it looks good. Okay, now here's a login button. So for the login button, I will directly target the button, just because there is only one button, right? I will put the width will be 100%. Width will be 100%. Margin will be auto. Okay, just let me see. Okay, now it looks good, and I should provide some padding, not padding. I should provide some height on it, just like a 20 pixel of height. Just let me see. Okay, I think I should put some more height on it, just a 40 pixel. Okay, not a 40, just a 30 pixel. Okay, 25 will be very much preferable, I hope so. Okay, now it looks good. Now I want to make it also rounded. So how can I do that? I have to use the border radius properties. It will be 10 pixel. And still, I'm going to tell you that if you think my volume is very much low, then just connect a earphone or connect a headphone and just bump up the volume button. Just because there will be some background noise if I increase the volume. Okay. Okay, now it looks good. I don't want any kind of border. Will be none, and also the outline will be none. Okay, okay. I think I should use some border like 1 pixel of solid black. Okay, now it looks good, and also I want to add some another feature, just like a cursor, and I will give the value of pointer to it. That means if I just if I move my cursor on this login button, then it will be showing a finger. You can see a finger. That means cursor pointer. Okay, now if I put some values inside these fields, then it have to check by the JavaScript, right? And it will give you uh, some validations in front of you, right? And one more thing, guys, that I want to show you, and also I want to tell you that is basically uh, you know this is a workshop, right? And I have already told that it is utterly impossible for me to give you the each and every knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but you can learn from us from the very scratch to very advanced level regarding these topics. For that, you can visit our website Codex Intern, and in the Codex Intern, okay, just let me clear it. In the Codex Intern, you will get a button, Get Started. Just click on it. Here you can see the training programs that will emphasize you to boost your knowledge, and that will help you to just level up your knowledge. Okay, and all these programs of only for 45 days, and within the 45 days you will be able to master the technologies. Like if you are very much a beginner, on that time you can start with the basic web dev, and if you have already very basic idea related to the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you will be very much comfortable with React, so you can learn React from us, React Tailwinds at CN. And if you want to learn Python, that is also totally up to you. If you want to learn backend, if you want to learn Munstack, then you can go for it. And it's our guarantee that we will make you job ready. And if you want to learn from us, you can directly check out these training programs, right? So just don't hesitate. If you have any kind of doubt, just let us know, guys. Okay, now the very interesting thing, that is the JavaScript. How we are going to write our JavaScript? It will be very much challenging. Okay, now I have just opened the script file here, and I have to link up the script in this manner. Okay, I have just linked up the script file, and if I just console log any message, just like hello world, and if I go to the browser, and if I open the inspect mode, the console, you will be able to see the hello world message. Means our JavaScript is working. Now I want to grab the value that I will going to write inside this input field and also inside this input field. How can I do that? How can I do that? It's very much easy. And whenever I'm going to click on this login button, on that only on that time I want to fetch the value of these two input fields, right? How can I do that? For achieving that feature, I have to target the button first. Okay, so I have to use the document, and from the document I will use a method query selector, and inside the query selector I will directly pass the name of the element, that is the button. Okay, so I want to take the button, and after taking the button I want to add an event listener, and this event listener, you have to tell that what kind of event you are going to perform. I want to perform an click event, and after that you have to pass a callback inside it. Callback means a function basically. Suppose if I click on this login button, on that time I want to show an alert, and inside the alert I want to give some message, just like you have clicked on this login button. This kind of a message I want to show if I click on this button. So just let me refresh the page, and if I click on this login, you will be able to see there is a pop-up, and inside the pop-up there is a text called you have clicked on this login button, right? That means our JavaScript is working perfectly, and the event is also working perfectly, right? Okay, now after that, if I click on this button, I want to grab some values. How can I do that? How can I do that? That's very much easy. Okay, very first thing, I have to add some ID here. It will be the email, and also here I will use another ID that will call the password, because I also want to grab the values from the email input and also the password input. So that's why I will again use the document that will provide you a method called query selector, and inside the query selector I will pass the email. Okay, and after that I will grab the value from it. That's very easy, and I will also store the value of this email into this variable called email. Similarly, I will replicate this line, and I will convert it into password, and after that I will change the hash email into hash password. That's very easy. and here I will get the value. Now if I just simply console log the email and also the password, then you will be able to see what is happening, right? So just reload my page, and I want to I have just put this email, and I have put this kind of password. If I click on this login button, then here you can see I am able to grab these two values from these two input fields, right? So it is working. That means it is working. Now I have to put some validation on it. How we can validate this kind of things? It's a very easy. Here you can see I have just grabbed this email input, and after that I am just taking the value from this element, right? So I have the access of the value of this email input, right, inside this email variable. So I have to check whether is there whether the email field is an empty string or not. Means if I do not put any kind of value on that time, I will compare it with the empty string, and if the value will be true on that time, I will prefer to use a return statement, and inside the return statement I will put an alert, and inside the alert I will put a message called invalid email. That's it. Or similarly, if I take whether there is a no password, or if I check the length of the password, means with whether if I trim the password and it is similarly equal to the empty string, on that time I will also put an alert message, and I will display the message like password is required. Okay, this kind of message. And after that also I want to add some extra validations, like if the length of the password, if the length of the password will be less than 8, so on that time use another alert, and inside the alert put that the password length is incorrect, right? Pretty easy. And if all the validations has been completed, that means I have put an valid email, I have put a valid length of password. On that time I want to show and also an alert message that is basically welcome user. Okay, just that's it guys. That will be our very basic thing that we are going to make in today's video. Now let me just discuss on it. Just because a document.query selector, that is it is these are the properties of DOM, means the document object model, and I have just targeted two input fields using the ID selector, email and password, right? And after that I have just grabbed the values from those element using dot value, and I have also put some validations on it, just like I have just trimmed the email first, and I will check whether the email is triple equal to an empty string or not. If the value is correct, means if it provides the true statement, on that time I want to show some alert like invalid email. Similarly for the password, if the password is equal to an empty string, on that time I want to show some message called password is required. If the if the user has already been provided the password, but the length of the password is below 8, on that time I also want to show another message called password length is incorrect. If an user provides a valid email and also provides a password, and the length of the password is also valid, on that time I want to show some message called welcome user. Okay, and I will assume that you have very basic knowledge of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. If you don't have the very basic knowledge, then you can directly check out our training programs that is basically designed for you guys to give you some knowledge and help you to boost your career in the field of development. So here you can just check out all the training program guys, and just let me check whether it is working or not. Okay, suppose I have just put this email and I'm just putting a password of 1234567, and I have just put 127. That means the length of the password will be 7. And if I click on this login button, you can see password length is incorrect. And if I remove the entire password and if I click on this login button, you can see password is required. That means our validation is working. Now 1234567 8. Now I have put a valid password, but I have just removed the email. And if I click on this login button, here you can see invalid email. Again, I will paste it here, and if I click on this login button, here you can see welcome user. That means it is working accurately. Okay, now I also want to add some placeholders. Okay, how can I do that? So just go inside the input, add a placeholder called enter your email, and also in this input I also want to use a placeholder just like enter your password. And if I go to the web page, here you can see the very two placeholders that I have already assigned to this two input fields, right? So I hope you have understood all the topics clearly, guys. If you have any kind of questions, just let me know in the comment box. And if you have enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe our channel, and also don't forget to share this video with your friend circle. It will definitely help them to get some knowledge, or it will definitely help them to brush up their existing knowledge in the field of web dev. And if you are very much comfortable, and if you want to learn from us, then just go to the website of CODEXINTERN, and here you can see our exclusive training programs at a very affordable and very cheap price. And all these programs will be continued for 45 days, and you will get all the live classes. So there will be no issues regarding that, and you will get each and every knowledge from us. All the things are available, including the MERN stack. Don't go for the React Native. It will not be able for us to provide you the full stack React Native. But apart from the React Native, we can provide you the rest of the 5 training programs. So thank you for watching this video, guys, and have a good day, have a good night, and have a good evening to all of you guys. Thank you for watching this video.